How did the Ghoul become the most hated killer in DBD?
And yeah, I truly believe he is the most hated, at least as of right now.
Every game I load in as this guy or even play against him, I feel like someone will DC in some way, shape, or form, and they usually do.
But why is that still the case?
I mean, he's clearly not too overpowered. We still have killers like Nerfs and Blight who are stronger than him.
And he doesn't even have the highest pick rate anymore, so you don't see him that often.
So what's the big idea?
First, let's start out with the announcement post. The announcement that not only an anime was coming to DBD, but Tokyo Ghoul specifically, already sparked controversy. Because not only were people arguing if anime was fitting for the game, they were also arguing if Ken Kaneki himself should have been the killer, since he was a relatively good guy in the anime.
And with this, we learned this is another killer-only chapter, meaning that we're not getting a survivor, and especially we're not getting a map, after they showed literally another city in the trailer, which we still haven't gotten a city map yet. Oh, that pissed me off. Anyway, the PTB launched, and the reactions to it weren't as bad as you'd think.
Usually people overreact the hell out of a PTB launch, but since people didn't know the true potential of this killer yet because it was a very buggy PTB, the worst reception I heard in the PTB is that he's always yelling, which is most definitely a valid complaint because holy. Anyway, people thought he was strong, but I never saw anyone say he's past something like A tier. But that all changed with the live release of this chapter. The release week of Kaneki was just something that you had to be there for. Not only did survivors not fully know the counterplay yet, meaning that your chances of winning with him were already high, but this guy was strong, and I mean strong. People were saying he's stronger than Blight, and honestly, that's not crazy to say.
His add-ons had perks like Barbecue and Chili and Bamboozle base kit, along with a brown add-on that increased your speed while sleeping. Not to mention he was buffed from the PTB in several ways, like his slide range after leaping, and now he's pretty much able to hit you across the map. Like, I'm not joking, he was a menace.
He was a serial killer who bragged about killing people, and he professed and confessed to be a demon.
The strength of him on release, along with the free hit factor, made him terrible to play against for a lot of survivors.
He was pretty much a killer with a free hit like Legion and catch-up potential comparable to Blight. Yeah, pretty insane. So not only was week 1 Kaneki powerful as hell, he was also buggy as hell. Great, right? But honestly, that shouldn't come as a surprise since we're talking about Dead by Daylight here.
But these bugs were bad for both sides. For one, Kaneki's animations were broken half the time, making him very inconsistent to play with. But he also had probably what you've heard of by now, which is the kidnap tech,
which definitely strengthened his quote-unquote no-skill killer argument. But after about a week, the devs at Behavior started to lock in. They released a bug fix patch.
And while the first one was mostly just general bug fixes, the second one is when they started to crack down.
On April 17th, 2025, they released the first big slew of Kaneki nerfs.
Behavior mainly focused on fixing his leap range, his powers collision,
and a lot of his add-ons, so it felt more balanced. My personal least favorite nerf was the Bloodstained Handkerchief add-on,
Because if you paired this with his already existing really strong leap range, it was insane, but I can see why they nerfed it.
So, with all of these changes, you think people like maybe going against him now?
Hell no.
But honestly, I can't blame them because even though the devs overall made him less strong, his design philosophy was still the same.
The same design that has a free hit, deep wound, and insane body blocking potential is still here. In my opinion, all this did was make him less fun to play because, I mean, his strongest things were still strong. He started to just feel very sluggish, in my opinion, after the range nerfs. And all these nerfs even made me put him down when I prestige him over 20 times. I really enjoyed this character at launch, so the way they nerfed him was really sad to see, in my opinion. I would have loved to see like a skill shot Kaneki, some other things tested out, but no, they just kind of made him feel a little bit more sluggish, and that makes killers dislike him, and it makes survivors dislike him, and there's no winning there, right? Well, after this, the only thing that happened to Kaneki was his pick rate being lowered due to Springtrap's launch. And well, also him becoming more buggy because, you know, behavior. But in general, I think this killer was doomed since the PTB. I mean, think about things like how his hits are conveyed with the animations in-game. Compare the animation on how Kaneki gets his hit versus someone like Wesker. Which one feels more natural to both sides? Here, take a look. I have this slowed down for demonstration purposes, but as you can see, the survivor and I can both see easily when I pull out my power. You can clearly see the Ouroboros go up, and then once I actually do the animation, it's very readable on both sides. Once I actually grab her too, She can see me look at her, I can see myself look at her, and it looks in general just very smooth. Now let's see Kaneki's animation. So right here, I'm about to go for the healthy ace tree that still hasn't been hit by my Kagune mark yet. So what we do here is we're going to set up the grab. It looks very readable. And then once we actually go for the leap, what am I even aiming at? But once you actually see me get the hit, you see me just zip into a random spot. This has no cohesion, it's just random. Sometimes it's behind the survivor, sometimes it's closer to them, and it's all just conveyed horribly. And I feel like this plays a big part in why people like going against Wesker more than Kaneki. But regardless, the damage had been done. His design is almost just a huge conglomerate of what survivors hate to go against, in my opinion, and I don't think this will change for a while at least. Behavior doesn't seem interested in changing him that much because he already has a high pick rate. But for now, Kaneki is just the epitome of what people hate to go against and sometimes to play as. But overall, it's sad to see a killer become this hated this fast. It's so great to see the roster of killers get more diverse and see anime/manga get represented in DBD. I really enjoy some aspects of his design, like in Rage Mode, but they really dropped the ball in a lot of other aspects of him. Will he always be the most hated? Probably not, honestly. Behavior always finds a way to make a power creep killer with the most odd counterplay of all time, pretty much with every killer they release, so before long, I bet someone new will take his throne. But what do you guys think? Do you guys like playing as and against him? Let me know in the comments because I love talking to you guys. I really appreciate the support from the last video, and if you guys want to talk to me, I'm active in my Discord server. We have a community with over 100 members and a pretty active and chill chat. Sorry for the promo, but I'm done now. I hope you all have a great night. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.